So as I continue to strip stuff from the dash, see, I got one of the vent controls off, and just want to show you how ugly it is under here. That's looking up under the dash. It's all, you know, a lot of surface rust. It's got to be cleaned with the wire wheel and repainted, and I got to straighten all that metal out where they hacked in a radio. Just reminds me of the Minnesota hacksaw massacre we had on the 47, where they put it in the gas tank. There's something similar here where they try to put in a Ford radio. But I got 2 screws to get out here. Here's a pro tip. For Christmas, buy your kid a set of screwdrivers, the good ones from Harbor Freight, and then you can borrow them anytime he's not home. So those screwdrivers worked out really well. They fit good, and I had to use a wrench for some torque to get one of them, but those other ones I'm using the baby vice grips to get on the head and take those last 2 out because they're just rusted in there so well. So now that I got the controls stripped off the bottom of the dash, the cord comes around here, and it's like a throttle cable. It goes to this door here. I'm trying to figure out how to get that off of the wire off of there, and to get the door out. Seems to be like spring loaded. Maybe you have to lift up on one side and it pulls out, and then you flip it out. I'm gonna try that, see if that works. So I got it out, and like a choke cable, same one to the 47. It's you know, it's solid. It's not, doesn't push in, doesn't pull out. It twists a little, but the other end doesn't twist. I'll soak it in transmission fluid, but I don't expect it to ever break free. But I got nothing to lose by trying. And speaking of transmission fluid, this is the emergency brake, or not, parking brake cable. I've been soaking this probably for 6 months in this tube of transmission fluid. I expect to take this out and it still won't budge, but it's been sitting there. But I'll use that tube to soak this other one, and I'll put this in one next to it. I think there's room for 2 in there. Yep, they both fit in there. But I'll spray on the top here. I'll spray that with some what should you call it, penetrating oil on the top. See if it'll run down there and free it up. Maybe I'll get lucky, who knows. So I got the vent cable clamped to the top of the, just so it's in the upright position. Now I'll just get some penetrating oil, spray it right there. Maybe gravity will take effect and go down there and do its thing. If not, I'll, you know, maybe get a longer tube and bring it up a little higher. But I got nothing to lose by just putting some penetrating oil on there and hoping for the best. You're not going to see the end of this video for a long time. But I think what I'll do today or tomorrow is I'll pull that brake cable out of there and just put it in the vise and see if it'll actually loosen after, I'd say it's a good 6 months. So I can look up on the video when I put it in there. But it's been soaking. I don't think it did anything to eat away at the rust, but we'll see. So it's a couple days later. I just want to reshoot this, or conclude this, not reshoot it, conclude it. So this has been soaking. I pulled the this is the parking brake cable from the 47. I put that in the vise. I hit it with a hammer, pulling on this and holding that, and it's never going to move ever again. It's been sitting for 6 months. There are replacements available. I'm going to try buying another one. The first ones I bought didn't really work out too well. And I found 1, 2 that they're mismatched. The parking brake works on the 47, so I'm not worried about it. But getting back to this. So this has been soaking a couple days. I was hoping, you know, maybe it's not too bad. So let me show you what I ended up doing. Or what I'm... Okay, so here's the cable. I pulled it out of the transmission fluid. I got these 2 parallel bars in my vise just to hold this thing back. and I kind of pushed it and I felt it move just a little bit, and I couldn't pull it, so I put it in this vise right like this, and I got a pry bar. I did something like this, and it moves. And I'm watching the end, and there's a little loop on the end that comes all the way to the end. And then, you know, I squeeze, and it goes back in, and I can't get it out. I put it back in here again, and it doesn't quite go. So I get the pry bar, give it a little more space, and then I get the pry bar on this again, and work it out. And after a while, it gets good enough where it actually works. So that's cool with me. I'm gonna put it right back into the oil because it's not gonna hurt to soak it some more. And I'll put more penetrating oil on it with it all the way up, and just let it soak. And I'm gonna get the other one and do the same thing. And then hopefully these are something I don't have to replace. But if you look at these, I'm going to show you a close-up. The knobs are in pretty bad shape. I don't know how you would restore that. If I wire wheel that and take the, it's probably got like a chrome polish on it, or chrome, what do you call it, electrochrome finish. And you wire wheel that, it's just going to take it all off. I don't know if it's plastic under there, Bakelite, metal, I have no idea. But anyways, that's a win for me, I think. And I'm going to get the other one and soak it. And thanks for watching.